Who knows? Maybe ultimately the ancient Hindus were right. Brahman is Atman. Maybe that's the answer
Yes.
to all of this.
As far as I'm aware, I think Schrödinger, of cat fame,
Mm.
was also deeply attracted to the Upanishads and kind of believed the same kind of thing. I just remember reading this as a footnote once. It's interesting that somebody who was so interested in the sort of foundational physics of reality essentially believed that the Upanishads were the best approximation of fundamental truth. I think that's an interesting footnote of history.
They,
Um,
they all were. I mean, if you look at that, interesting. Heisenberg, Schrödinger,
yeah, yeah.
Oppenheimer. He always carried a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. He actually recited from the Bhagavad Gita when the first atom bomb was tested in Trinity. You know that I have come, time, the destroyer of worlds, quoting from the Gita. But he knew the original Sanskrit, and he learned it all the way back during his student days in Berkeley. So Oppenheimer, Heisenberg, Schrödinger, David Bohm, all of them, they were well read in the Upanishads, and they found a philosophy which resonated more and more with the newest discoveries in quantum theory.
Yeah, and I honestly think, not to make some, you know, extravagant woo-woo claim that anybody preempted the findings of modern physics or anything, but that the discoveries of modern physics are quite compatible with the philosophical language of ancient Indian philosophy. If you took an ancient, like, Advaita sage and just sort of taught them quantum mechanics, they'd probably wave function. Okay, so there's this big sort of wave function, and it sort of collapses when being observed. Okay, yeah, I could use that translation. You know, it does seem a little uncanny to me. So it's no surprise to me that these people are quite attracted to the ideas of the Upanishads.
It's not that the answers were not found in ancient times, but the answers, they as they roll down the centuries, they gather strength, and they gather, they become richer and deeper. So the same
Mm.
Upanishadic insights which you find in the Upanishads come down to the age of philosophy in ancient India under the attacks of the Buddhists. What emerged from that is the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. Same Upanishads, but thousands of years later, much more enriched with logic, with phenomenological reasoning. When it comes down to our age and falls in the hands of, say, Schrödinger or Heisenberg, and I hope in times to come, and it gathers new dimensions, a new view. Yes, science gives us a richer non-duality. Maybe the seed was there in the Upanishads, but now we have the mighty banyan tree, as it were, which is enriched with philosophy and the meditation and modern um, quantum theory.